So you mean to tell me that between the day that I met you and the day that you decided to go to detox, you OD'd?
Yeah, I OD'd, and I OD'd once in an emergency shelter. I OD'd once outside the fence waiting for it to open up, and down by the store, man, I was smoking fentanyl and I just dropped straight to the ground.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Jorge with Full Circle International. We're here in the streets of Richmond County, North Carolina, and we're taking a stand against the drug epidemic that's destroying families. Here in Richmond County, by the way, we have the highest rate of opioid deaths in the whole entire state, which is why we're here, hoping, believing that the stories we share will inspire you to live the life that God has called you to live. Today, I invite you to believe with me that we're changing the world one life at a time. Now, before we find out what's going on in James's world, I want to thank everyone that shows some love, a lot of love on social media. I want to thank all our sponsors as well. God bless each and one of you. Again, I invite you to believe that we're changing the world one life at a time. Yo, James, it's good to see you, man. It's good to have you here, bro. I'm telling you, you are a remarkable story in the making.
Oh, yeah.
And so James, by the way, about a week and a half ago, some of you guys might have seen his picture on social media. I posted it the day that he decided to take that plunge. I was going to say step, but it's a plunge because, listen, it's a pretty intense decision to want to take that first step to changing your life. And he, that day, decided to go to detox. 3 days before that, James, I was talking to you the first time I met you, and you weren't doing too good, man. And you said, nope, I ain't going to detox. What happened between that day that I met you and the day that you decided to go to detox and you didn't end up going to detox?
Well, I mean, I'll be lying if I say, God didn't have something to do with it. But, I kept ODing, been out here in these streets, and I just woke up that morning and I just didn't want to do it no more. I knew I was going to die, and I wasn't going to come back. I was going to be dead and stay dead. And, I got a daughter, and there's no way to live, man. It's the drugs. They're no good, man. They destroyed my life. They took everything from me, and I want a good life, man. I want to be a good man, a good person, and I want all the things they said I never could have, and I'm going to have them, And one day at a time, I'm not on no Suboxone or nothing. I quit everything cold turkey. So
you're doing this cold turkey?
Yeah, and some people say that's hard, but it's hard. I mean, if you really want it and you really want a better life, then you'll do what you had to get a better life. And my life wasn't good. It was horrible, man. I was sleeping on the ground in the cold, going to abandoned houses, and it's just, it was a matter of time before I was going to end up in jail or dead. And I OD'd 3 times last month, and that last time, man, like I said, I woke up after going to the hospital, and I just, like I said, God had something to do with it, man. Something just clicked, and I said I had to do better, man.
Man, so first of all, let me tip my hat off to you, bro. Hats off to you for making this decision. Man, there's so much I want to unpack. I shared with you that we're going to have a more intimate conversation, more raw, more real, perhaps graphic, because listen, these streets are graphic. They'll eat you alive, right? But it's going to be later for the podcast that's about to start here in the new year. I'm so excited for it. But it sounds like you have a huge motivator, a huge factor that's motivating you. That's your daughter. Yeah. I want to talk about that a little bit, but first, so you mean to tell me that between the day that I met you and the day that you decided to go to detox, you OD'd?
Yeah, I OD'd, and I OD'd once in an emergency shelter. I OD'd once outside the fence waiting for it to open up, and down by the store, man, I was smoking fentanyl and I just dropped straight to the ground. And I thank God people were around me, or somebody went and knocked on somebody's door, and he came out, beat it on my chest, and got my heart going. And I mean, God saved me, man, and I give up God all the glory, because if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Yeah, man, wow. That's intense, man. God had everything to do with it. There is purpose for you, James. I believe that with all my heart. And you know what's awesome is that I see a whole team backing you up. Let's talk about your daughter. How is she your motivating factor, man?
Because she's part of me, man. I don't want her to have to go through anything I ever went through. I grew up in this neighborhood and I seen everything firsthand, from the crime to the drugs to death. I done seen it all, and I don't want her to have to go through any of that. I want her to grow up and see what a good man is and what godly man is, and I want the best for her, man, and give that to her.
And guess what? You are on the right track. Place of Grace, where you're at right now, which, by the way, you are now in our residential program. So James is a prime example, a prime model of someone who's decided to get their lives in order, because the other option is death, right? And now, because he took that first step, he is now able to be part of our program. And you've been set up. What a great opportunity you have to catapult to greater heights. Tell me how Place of Grace has helped you.
Oh, it's helped me out a lot, man. It's fed me, clothed me, gave me shelter. It's done so much for me. Pastor Gary, he bought my education when I was a teenager. Wow. The church itself, is going to church. Just everything about it has helped me become better. And I feel God. I feel His Spirit moving, and that's a big one for me. And I'm grateful to you too, Jorge, because I talked to you that morning, and you was like, I wanted to go to the program and go to detox, and you was like, go to detox right now. And I said, okay, And so I went, man, and because I really wanted, better, man. And
you were a hard sell that morning, and so have I. We've all been there where we're not in it, right? But usually there has to be a crisis, either being on the verge of death or losing everything, for us to come to our senses and say, wait a minute, I don't want to live like this anymore. Again, I'm looking forward to sitting down and talking to you and chopping it up, man, and hearing more about your life. James, one last thing. What would you say to all the kids, the youngins, teenagers, adolescents, even adults, especially the kids? And how about this, to all the parents that have a loved one lost out here in the streets and have succumbed to this epidemic that we call opioids, or any other type of drug that's consuming them? What would you say to them?
I say, man, hold your head up, don't give up, man. It's real out here, and the drugs, they're no good. They take more from you than they give, and you gotta wake up at some point and realize it's not fun no more. It's not fun, man. It's out here in these streets, you're sleeping on the ground, and it's just so much, and it just puts you in turmoil. And I don't want that for nobody, especially the younger people, even the older people. It's never too late to turn your life around, and with God, you can definitely do that. Just keep praying, and I pray for all y'all. So
you heard it from James. Listen, there is a plan. There's a plan for you. It's not too late. No matter where you've been, who you've been with, what you've done, it's never too late to turn to Christ. He answers your prayers. I promise you that. James, thanks for sharing a little bit of what's going on in your world today. And to all that have viewed today's video, thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you so much for clicking like. We believe that when you share this video, you're inspiring, you're encouraging others, right, who are perhaps going through the ringer at this very moment, maybe in the pit of addiction at this very moment, to overcome. And if you need any help with substance abuse, please email us. The information, our contact information, is in the comments below. We'd love to help you out through prayer or by giving you the right resources and tools to get your life in order, to live life as God has intended it for you. God bless each and one of you, and take good care of yourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Love you, man.
Love you, man.
Yeah.
Bro. Oh, yeah.